In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, then left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. Spola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon base to silicone base. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beach cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Shot down, who am I been shot down? You young fool, I'm too flat, just right out blue sky behind ground. My crown slash shoulder, swimming in crowd still me. Every time down, you can see building. On the ground, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I just spelled it. You did the features in my eyes, I be loaded. The finger fucked, because my hand I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The buzz almost righteous and felt shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for remark, you velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a females click. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the beat with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit to a fly. So haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but with Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill. I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow. I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners. I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bra. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space ace and y'all. Bust stuck in the case, face off. After the shake, the state is a fake, we fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat, a measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical parallel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. The rules and perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the rest. I go for you niggas that think Listen to me, young people, and old people too. Mostly black people. I'm
Talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all.
I really thought I was done with y'all. Nope.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So if only people that's scared are the oppressors, the only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender.
3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender.
3 pound pressure.
No way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. No surrender. It's time for a change, got a bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay your mouth, execution style too late with apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's overdue and your time is in the end. Locked Josh silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down with some pressers attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock blast and kill this. Don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who have it to stand. Over meals too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe it, TC type. Ruin hits close to home. You gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the zone, all red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight from above. I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' rid them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like
That's
Trump.
a dummy. Inert.
Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Booyah. I guess they wanted me to see a guy walking by with Navy on. Yeah, of course I'm gonna sign out and say hoo-yah. Welcome, ex-Navy. All right. I'm gonna play something for y'all here in a little bit. It's roughly about 38 minutes. I hope you got the time. You know, for those of you who went to church, take your ass home. Anyway, I have a few things I want to draw upon, but y'all know that, I'm gonna shut y'all out here in a minute. Y'all know that these frauds, 3 years ago, they moved out of California, Oregon, Washington, New York, a couple other states. They moved into the so-called conservative states, okay? These frauds, all right? Now, I'm gonna say it the way it needs to be said. It's not emotions or feelings. It's what if they're bothered by it, they might believe in what they're doing because they're instructed to do so. So what? I don't really give a fuck. All right. When I say I know how it ends, it doesn't change. And whether they hear it or don't, it doesn't matter to me. Whether their tops hear it and they don't tell them, it don't mean nothing. It's all everyone's cannon fodder. They want to create a new race of people to do what they want. The thing is, if it was things happening, and to continue and exist for another, like, let's say go on to another 1,000, 2,000 years, and they do a couple more resets. All the fake ass gods running the earth, all these motherfuckers, it'd be history. It'd be nowhere, and somebody be digging around when the world is at peace again. And I'm talking about beyond the scope of what you can even understand, because a lot of y'all are so blind, like 1,000%. All this will have meant nothing, because everything that's going to happen could happen now. All the cannibalism, all these idiots, Gog and Magog, is real. It was written about, just because it ain't there now, but in 1939 it was known. They had to hide themselves. It's like them telling you that Abe Lincoln lived in a log cabin. Are y'all really that stupid to believe in Tartary that he lived in a log cabin? I already showed you the motherfucker that came from overseas that they propped up to be Abe Lincoln, who was not him, who was a fur trader and hunting seals and all that shit. Chinchillas or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all they knew was killing the flesh. They put it in the movie Noah with some fake ass, what's his name? Played Gladiator, because they didn't want to put an albino in there with a black family. There's nothing they told you was the truth. Just like y'all who talk about your Christians and Muslims and yet you pray. I say pray meaning meditate, but a lot of y'all don't know shit. And I gotta hit you in the gut because you're gonna learn today. They moved everybody into our states, and what do you see them doing all the time? Hiking, walking, running, traveling, and they got all this money. And it ain't because they smart, intelligent, and they're business savvy. All right, these are the lowest scums on earth. You paid with the dumbass people running around talking about black and white. And then they got all these black homosexuals who do anything for their little white up the booty daddies. Now I'm telling you, I know. I used to be in Greenwich Village and look how they move and how they act and hear the shit they talk. Okay? But that's not the point. The point is, a lot of y'all refuse to get it together and see it for what it is. There ain't nothing I can do about that. You know what I'm saying? They're a disease upon themselves. Something you don't have to worry about. Yet, that doesn't mean that you ain't supposed to be doing nothing. Stop with this pray shit. I'm going to read some things to you that might assist you, might help you out. I'm going to let you listen to something. I'm going to share a little bit on my side. I remember expressing to y'all to watch my videos. A lot of you haven't gone back and watched shit. You don't want to support me. You don't like to support yourself. So how you going to, why would I expect you to support me? All right. I'm dead ass. For those who have a hard time assimilating to a reality and truth that's not a spectacle or a fucking drama-filled courtroom of stupidity. All right? Anyway, I had to take, when I was on the res, this is before I got poisoned, before 2019, the fake demic. It's funny how everything happened coincided with each other when, you know, with the fake-ass Native American bitch I was dealing with and a couple other individuals. Anyway, those motherfuckers do anything for $1. Ain't that right, Ganja? So I took it upon myself to have a whole period of time of reading the Bible and Facebook, showing them and literally reading it 2 or 3 times, breaking it down to motherfuckers, conversing it, comparing it with this fake ass Talmud shit and this goofy ass Torah bullshit. Because it's manipulated strands of our DNA and our information. That's what the fuck it is, whether you like it or not. Like, they would allow you to have a connection to something real. Now they pushing the Ethiopian Bible up your ass and you can't make headway of it because it's got you going somewhere else. Now you're looking somewhere else instead of where the fuck you need to be at. So anyway, that's just not the truth to me. So I had to get rid of all my emotions and feelings. The hardest fucking thing to do. I know none of you going to do it. And it took me, shit. I don't know. It's on Facebook Live because I don't make a remembrance of the past. I know it took me about 2-3 years. I mean, I told everybody, look, I'm working on getting rid of all these feelings, emotions, because I was confounded with all these feelings and this and that. And my grandma was like, what the fuck? And everybody was like, what you doing? Oh, man. I was like, look, I got to do this because every time y'all ask me this stuff, I get a feeling and emotion that takes me away from me. I'll just shut everybody out. Only problem is when you start getting rid of these emotions and feelings, you ain't got no guidance. I had to lean on Grandmaster Cam Lee, Kwanjanum, Schuller. I had to lean on all this philosophy, Bruce Lee, fucking, y'all don't have no clue. Machiavelli, fucking Sun Tzu, goddamn. I was all over the place in a quiet little introverted place, walking up by the old chapter house in schools, all by myself, sometimes with charisma, sometimes I just walk for a half hour, knowing I might be watched. I don't give a fuck. I had to get rid of these emotions and feelings. My beard, I'm letting it grow in and it's itching. And doing that, I got in this dark place, this numb place. And I wanted to react real dark. Like if somebody says something that, like the 3 guys who I beat up in the backyard, with a garden by the fence that was out there, and 3 big Navajo motherfuckers. Just goddamn, they was big. I was like, I was being questioned. I had my heavy bag hanging, you know, I was out there working, and you know what I'm saying? And this is what before I fell off the roof. And I had to whoop their ass, man. All 3 of them. I had to beat them down. My neighbor, they was over there drinking. They came, yo, you okay? I was like, yeah, you need to probably help them up. They ain't related to y'all? No, you know, I was like, well, they came over here talking a lot of, you know, spice shit, and you see them now, all 3 of them laying in the motherfucking red clay. I say no joke. I'm not making it up. My neighbors, everybody. When I was the only one that would run and break goddamn dogs up fighting. Big ass pit bulls and shit, snatching them up, throwing them over the fence. Me by my goddamn, while everybody else standing around, oh, big old fat motherfucker, scared to get bit. I got to run and break their dogs up, getting bit. One dog was so scared of me, had to run up. She had to run up to protect the boy and bit me in my ass. And it's not about violence. This is a fact that if they watching, they'll tell you it's a fact. Not no made up shit. Body all broke up, motherfucking knees, everything hurting. I had found this place that I didn't like. I thought getting rid of emotions and feelings, I would get away from the darkness that clouded and cluttered the mind. All right? Seriously. You want my lights on too, nigga? Huh? Yeah, I'll turn my lights on. How's that? How's that, retard? How's that? Sitting out in the light, you dumbass. Anyway. Well, I mark you, nigga, with your California license plates. Anyway. And that darkness is with me like a motherfucker. That's why you always hear me saying, I'm not the bad guy, but I'm definitely not the good guy, because I remember and know things. I don't know how, or I just do. I don't question it. I see multiple existence or something. I can't put my finger on my nose, or I can't put nothing on it. I just see all these different things that have nothing to do with this time. And they're legitimate. They're, holy shit, like crazy numbers. Like, anyway, in that darkness, I was numb. I'm gonna say the word is numb. Meaning to the feeling. I literally felt nothing for nobody. I didn't have to be programmed. I didn't have to be manipulated. I didn't have to be conditioned. If they would have snatched me at that moment and gave me training and shit, I'd probably be one of the most top killing motherfuckers on earth. When I say numb in a dark place like that, I was comfortable. I mean, I ain't feel shit. I don't know how. But then I said, damn it, I'm supposed to have some kind of feeling. And even the people around me, even charisma, would growl at me. My service sister. I'd wake up and she'd look at me, and I had to say my voice. I had to put my voice out there. Charisma, what's wrong? And then she'd come over wagging, like, okay. I'd come up breathing a certain way. And I'm talking about she's young. Like, she'd growl at me like, mother, you know what I'm saying? Let me make sure that I know they want to watch this and listen. They dumbasses. So if they intervene with this, that means that they really believe in their bullshit. Whatever the fuck the term means. It means that they really are stupid. Excuse me. Un momento. Now, Poopy Pants Trump. Poopy Pants. Okay, we're good. Anyway, she would do that. I didn't always have a whole lot to say. And if I ain't have nothing to say and I come in, from coming from Page or Flagstaff, she'd be at the door growling before I even open it. Like, Christmas, you okay, baby? Somebody in there with you? And then I hear, oh, you know, she, well, I tell like it. But my presence had changed. My voice, that vibration would remind her who I was. She wasn't blind or nothing. My energy was not the same, confused, combobulated, all messed up energy that she come used to from Mount Vernon, New York, and the Bronx and everything. Coming home at night after dealing with, as a guardian angel, dealing with all the idiots, Latin kings, and all these goofy motherfucking gang members. All right. So I said, okay, I got to get some feelings. I got to get in touch with the real feelings and emotions because I need to have them so she can identify them. That was a trip in itself. I had to look at pictures. I had to look at my mom was a youngling, a real youngling. We're all younglings now, but we're ancient, but we're younglings. I had to look at my first dog, Aristotle, Bondan Lee. I had to look at pictures of my babies, my grandmother, Christmas. I had to look at all these different Thanksgiving, sitting at the table, the turkey, carving, you know. I had to look at all those things to pull on something that was decent. And then I had to keep the darkness in me, so I would look at the people who I knew they were no good, and I would just want to run up and grab them, torment, do things. What is this? Anyway, I was able to pull myself back, and Charisma stopped growling. That little bit, that's that little bit of something for nothing. It was everything, because that's my service, and I love my dogs. I'm eternally bonded to the wolf clan, to that. Like, whenever I heard them talking about coyotes or hitting one, I wanted to beat one of them fake ass people up. We don't harm the animals, so you're not of this soil. So she recognized me, and I became a little more pleasant to be around. But there was something missing. There was something missing, something really, really. And so I started doing yoga over in Tuba City. Yes, the famous old Tuba City. Yes, I started doing yoga. Tuba City. I had this one Hopi who was really good. I used to love doing yoga with her. She was really good, people, and an instructor. And in that, I started finding some center, body aches, pains, all that. And you know, I'm gonna tell you the funny part again, don't worry. But and though there was a lot of darkness in me, I think this nigga watching me sitting across from me. Let me hold on, because I'm like that. Yo, I let that darkness take over. I'm not just saying it. I let it take over real quick, man. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not even about whether I'm wrong or right. It consumes me. It really does. And this guy has no fucking clue. Anyway, not California, Washington State. One and the same. All liberals, all dumb fucks, all fake Jews, all Zionists, all worthless. Putting his little ear shit in. But anyway, again, in doing those things and reconnecting a little bit to this and that and the yoga, finding this semi-balance, this not the balance that is good or bad. This is, I was able to find this place. And it's on my own, mind you, regardless of those who I used. I was able to find a place where I could pick the good fruit. The ones that the bugs didn't touch. Not that it's a problem, because the bug's supposed to be able to touch them. It shouldn't be nothing to harm you. Unlike the flies that they've manipulated, they are full of parasites, right? Skeeters and everything else. And upon eating that good fruit, it was good to eat it, but I would still be looking for the bad fruit. So there was a balance there for me. I was going crazy with anxiety. It was rough. I would sneak off and drink a beer every once in a while because I need to find that place that I had normalized. And I had to find a place that, was it really, really good? Was it beneficial? I mean, I can get drunk and walk a straight line. So now I realized now I stopped drinking for a long time, right? A couple years, right? I started running again. Now I got poisoned, blah, blah. You know what happened after that. Then I had to go and fix my shit up and fast and get myself right, because they, the hospitals want to pump you up with shit that put you in a stalemate. Your body can't really heal because they're pumping this crap in you that's supposed to be a salt water, but it's worse than that, sodium chloride, which doesn't allow your body to really jump off in the energy spark and snap back, right? So they hold you there and they think nobody knows because they're fucking stupid and you've been conditioned to accept it for so long. So once I was off of that shit and I stopped them from shooting me up with their garbage because they want to experiment, I got my spirulina and my chlorophyll, and I emptied myself and allowed myself, and I told them I wasn't eating their shit no more. And that's when the chefs came up to me, a husband and wife, and they wrote down everything I said. Y'all should be preparing for these people in the hospital. And the hospital didn't want that shit. Zionists read. Well, the bastards ran. It's run by the bastards. And I healed myself. Ethiopian doctor, big ass small fro. He's the one who told me you were poisoned. I don't know why they don't want to tell you, but I have my own practice. He was getting tired. He was tired of all the shit he saw there. And that's why I'm not really hard on the Ethiopians. Many of them have helped us, and Sade took y'all hearts with songs. You know what I'm saying? So how easy y'all forget because you're easy to manipulate and you become stupid. Talking about Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby, and all that other dumb shit without really recognizing and realizing the things, the contributions and everything else, because they say it, you act upon it. Not me. They say it could be a benefit if it wasn't so perverse. Yes, I'm going to talk about whatever that guy that got shot yesterday, if he did or didn't. I really didn't give a fuck, but we'll go into it a little bit. But I want to read some stuff. I want you to listen to something. I want to give you a little synopsis of how I got to where I'm at, even though I've done a lot more. But listen to these things might be able to allow you to acquiesce what I've been, the vision and the things, another direction, okay? It may be beneficial to you. There's a lot more to when I accepted myself, accepted who and what I was. Regardless of what I see, regardless of what I hear and smell, regardless of all that, I'm not worried about shit. No, to say it that way, but the reality is I'm not intrusive to myself. Doesn't matter what they're pumping in the airways or this geoengineered storm that's hitting y'all asses. Nobody paid attention to. It's snowing. Oh my God! But nobody's like, they're looking at the fact of what the monkey's done and what part it plays. But regardless of that, I'm gonna go ahead and read this to you right quick. Then I'll play a little something. All right. Let me shout you out here in a minute before we get going. I just want to set it all up. Why the fuck would I do that? So, when you go, a lot of people don't know about different statements, words, meanings, and this, that, and other. How many of y'all know about the monad call, or the monad, M-O-N-A-D? Okay, the spiritual, prayer, meditation, whatever, right? Call. Well, in programming, this is their throw off. This is how they use stuff that is better and deeper meaning, but they use it on some bullshit narrative. AI, artificial God, right? In programming, specifically programming, you've been programmed, right? To believe in your bullshit, right? Okay. In programming, specifically functional languages like Haskell and Elixir, a monad elixir, right? What's that? An elixir? It could be poison. It could be tree of fruit, the fruit of knowledge and all that bullshit, right? A monad is a design pattern. We know what frequencies are. You've seen sand and water, right? Based on certain frequencies, right? That wraps values to structure computations. Values. You don't have the values no more. What's the computation? Maybe it's something to give or to take away, to put or remove, or replace, right? Meaning side effects, right? Managing side effects and controlling data flow between functions. You're a fucking function. That's why they see you, right? You gotta think about it. The controlling data flow, your information, what I say early on, based on what they put, y'all argue and fight between that when none of it based on the truth, because you think they're gonna put the truth in front of you. They manipulated everything, fucked everything up, got everybody believing in different shit that they manifested, they moved around and created this environment. Anyway, data flow between functions via binding, right? And return are unit operations. Talking about like fucking you. We're gonna get to the truth of monad, but you need to hear this. They enable sequential, clean code by abstracting away boilerplates, such as handling nulls, minions, IO, or updates. You're being updated every day, right? Based on your functions, right? Controlling the data flow, and you accept it, right? You reciprocate based on right? You ain't got to hit the likes. You can stay here and watch all day, you fucking goofies. So when you look at key aspects of monadic operations, now it's operation. Fuck all that. Let's get into what I need you to get into. All right? A monad call in spiritual terms, the only term, signifies an inner resonance or recognition of one's divine spark, the source, the light, the life, the soul, who you are. The indivisible spirit, the indivisible spiritual unit monad. It's actually very visible, you just can't see it. Within, leading to a shift from seeking an external God to realizing God as inherent within you. Within. Often described as the call of consciousness, recognizing its own nature. Your own nature, other than the bullshit they got you running around in. And a path to uniting higher spiritual principles like Altman. But they don't want you to believe in an Altman, right? An Alterman. Y'all didn't knew that. And Buddhi. Instead of the Buddha outside, the Buddha within. They whitewashed that, right? Gog and Magog. With the mind. So the Buddharama of the mind, the conscious of Christ fluid, the ultimate of existence, right? It's a deep personal connection, not a traditional prayer. that transforms spiritual seeking into self-realization and union with the absolute. Like we always say, speak it into reality. How are you going to do that? You have the power to do it when you are full of fucking doubts. Core concepts of the monad. The divine unit. It's a unit. They can't help themselves. The monad represents the purest essence of the divine within each being, a micro hologram of the infinite source of God, like a radiant ray from the sun. What did I say about the God brain, the God body, having multiple, all these different existences, to cleanse itself, parapsychical distortion, to rid itself of all the apparitions and things that shouldn't be there, to establish a sound firmament of a true one existence, a collective that is unbeknown or unseen by any fucking thing. For those who believe in things and shit, in the something. Spiritual structure is esoteric. Traditions is the core of our being, comprising Altman, spiritual art, oversoul. Hey, babies, they come so close to me when I talk about this stuff. And Buddhi, right? The spiritual soul. And higher manas, the manas, mantras, mana, bread, right? What you think is bread. Consciousness, acting as a vehicle to connect with them. The source of being is the ultimate indivisible source of all things, a fundamental unit of reality and consciousness beyond physical form or human-like personality. The call and its meaning, inner recognition, shift in prayer. So you stop praying outward, but inward, meditating. Union, not separation. Instead of the physical and spiritual, you realize that one, Muna. Let me pull this shit up. I can go on all day with this. Now, this is going to be from Veil of the Hidden. I've been subscribed to it for a little bit. It actually, I mentioned stuff, and then while I'm talking to myself, and then it pops up on YouTube. I thought it was just when you want to buy some shit on Facebook or Insta Stupid or whatever. All right, I'm going to play it. Hopefully you can hear it. Okay? Oh, let me shout you guys out. My apologies. Millennial, what's up, baby girl? What's up, mama? Oh, Mac, what's up, fam? Good talking to hearing your voice, brother. Nisi, what's up, baby girl? Hey, Thom, what's happening? What's up? MLL Truth, Grand Ascension, what's up, beloved? What's cracking? Anyway, no more chatting. I guess y'all really listening. I appreciate you guys. And the rest of them, they can come in here and they can go catch their death. That's what they're looking for.
What if I told you that the prayers you've been taught your entire life were never meant to reach the divine at all? What if the very act of praying, the way you were instructed, was designed to keep you powerless, trapped in a cycle of begging, pleading, and dependency? The ancient Gnostic texts, hidden for nearly 2,000 years, reveal something that the established powers desperately wanted erased from history. Jesus didn't teach prayer as you know it. He taught something far more dangerous, far more powerful, something called the monad call. Right now, type in the comments, I am the monad. And if this resonates with your soul, hit that like button, because what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally change how you connect with the divine forever.
This is hypothetical.
For centuries, we've been conditioned to bow our heads, close our eyes, and direct our prayers outward, to a distant God sitting on a throne, somewhere beyond the clouds. We've been taught to ask, to beg, to surrender our power to external forces. But the Nag Hammadi texts, discovered in 1945 in the Egyptian desert, tell a radically different story. These forbidden gospels speak of the archons, parasitic entities that feed on human worship, fear, and subservience. They've constructed an elaborate system to harvest your spiritual energy, and traditional prayer is one of their most effective tools. The monad call is not a prayer. It's a recognition. It's a declaration. It's the ancient technique Jesus actually taught his closest disciples, a method of communing with the source that bypasses the archonic interference entirely. When you perform the monad call, you're not asking for anything. You're not pleading with anyone. You're remembering who you truly are, a fragment of the divine itself, temporarily experiencing separation. This is why the Archons hate it. This is why it was systematically removed from mainstream teachings. Because when you discover this truth, you become ungovernable. You become spiritually sovereign. In this video, we're going to journey into the hidden wisdom that connects the monad call to the very fabric of reality itself. We'll explore what the ancient texts actually say, why this knowledge was suppressed, and most importantly, how you can use this technique starting today to reclaim your divine birthright. I'm ready and waiting for your command to understand the monad call. We must first descend into the forbidden libraries of early Christianity, those texts that were deemed too dangerous, too empowering, too truthful to be allowed into the hands of ordinary people. In December of 1945, an Egyptian farmer named Muhammad Ali al-Saman was digging near the town of Nag Hammadi when his shovel struck something hard. What he unearthed that day would shake the foundations of religious history. A sealed jar containing 13 leather-bound codices, 52 sacred texts that had been deliberately hidden in the 4th century. Among these texts were the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, and the Apocryphon of John. Documents that paint a radically different picture of Jesus' teachings than what survived in the canonical Bible. These weren't the writings of heretics or madmen. They were the sacred scriptures of the early Gnostic Christians, communities who claimed to possess the secret teachings Jesus gave only to his inner circle. And at the heart of these teachings was a cosmology that explained why the world feels so profoundly wrong, so deeply disconnected from true divinity. The Gnostics spoke of the monad, the ultimate source, the supreme being, the undifferentiated unity from which all consciousness emerges. The monad is not a god who judges, demands worship, or requires sacrifice. The monad simply is. Pure existence, pure awareness, beyond duality, beyond form. From the monad emanated divine beings called aeons, perfect expressions of various aspects of the divine. This was the pleroma, the fullness of light and truth, where all souls
Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing. Like I said, it's 38 minutes, and you know how I'm about Jesus, who's Emmanuel with us. It's like you go back and you say, okay, well, Emmanuel. That's like going back saying Betsy Ross. Betsy was our, fucking, that's a nigga's name. Betsy Ross, nigga's name. But they want you to believe it's something else. The Griffin and our flag, Abraham Lincoln living in a log cabin. And they need you to look outside and internalize it based on a group of people they brought into this world who are ignorant of all truths. And they run around based on a crayon color. And it's not all my light-skinned folks. Those of you who are paying attention and learning are realizing the deviation and what's been done to you. And y'all should be so enraged and angered at these bastards. So don't take it out on me. I mean, you can. It's all right. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. And maybe I can help you limp away decently. Okay? But regardless of, stand upright and walk like the rest of us. But regardless of that, these things are based on something more deserving. Okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to have a cape and you're going to fly away, but you'll realize, like, these motherfuckers are down in Patagonia, that's by Chile and wherever, Peru, whatever the fuck, right? And they're setting fires out there, these fake, weak-ass, they can't fight motherfucking Mossad agents. These weak motherfuckers are out there, like they're hiking and camping, like you see them doing all over. They're staying in shape to do this shit, playing sports, making you believe in, and these frauds are walking around setting fires to place so they can buy the land cheap and they can build on it to be away from up here where all the winter and the radiation, whatever the ash and the destruction may happen at. Some of my people are like, why don't you go back to Costa Rica, man? Why? What am I afraid of? I said, I stand above all these faces walking by me, all these dumb fucks. I don't care about the monkeys, the delusional fake gods, and all these other motherfuckers that have been around for a minute, fooling y'all. Means nothing to me, and the little hearsays running around who are tasked with doing shit because they're too stupid to realize what they're really capable of. Giving portions here and there, can't see beyond it. That's not my problem. I'm not here to stop shit. When we had a chance to build greater things, we got with some worthless niggas. Some who have to find themselves, and some who are beyond corruption. They are part of the chemical diaspora of destruction, self-destruction, thinking that it's all about the very narrative the enemy created, instead of seeing beyond. That's not my problem. My destiny doesn't lie with you. All with the idiots. They already been told what to fucking do, and they hard-headed. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Okay? Everyone has choices. And like I said, if you're really paying attention, you see it. You know, before these monkeys came here 3 to 4 years ago, it was affordable to live. They came here with your fiat. You lazy motherfuckers who don't know how to say we're not working for about a year. Fuck that. I'm not working, because you keep buying shit and making the place what you think comfortable. All that shit's gonna be ash. All of it's gonna be fucking ash. So someone would say, well, what, am I supposed to live in ash? Well, you know what? Learn how to camp in a tent, do all the different weathers in your back fucking yard, and how to cook and make shit on a spare with very little. Learn how to do that instead of being comfortable. You know? Put on your fine leisure suits and shit. Well, leisure, I had to go back to the 60s. Put on your fine suits and your Cordiers and this, that, and your Clarks, and putting on your nice little, thongs up your butt and everything else, and walk around with, with the men getting you got men. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And I know everybody couldn't hold on, so everybody was running real quick like I wouldn't be back and shit. So I wouldn't expect less. And they were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, he's gonna ran off. Oh, can't even hang on. Let me do this right quick. Reset. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I wasn't gonna take that long. I had to cool the phone off a little bit. It's some bullshit. I don't know how I got hot when it ain't that. I mean, it's by the window and everything. I have a little thing I can put right here, like where I can put it like this right here. I have this little thing I can stick right here. I just don't want to stick it right there, and it'll sit like this. When I'm traveling, I always look over here. I don't look over here because it just takes away. You know what I'm saying? So I might put it on just like when I'm doing live. I can talk to y'all right here. I can look at all my information. You ain't gonna see all the, what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot, but you know what I mean. But regardless of that, like I was saying, with all the crap going on, Patagonia, everything else, you would think that everybody, all these good old boys, all these other motherfuckers will realize, wait a minute, we're being deliberately, well, they are. You just don't see it because they're sharing it on their sites and everything else. And the racists are stupid. They have no clue. They've bought into all the world lies. Yet you see them setting the brother up, Native American. You see them recognize the chief war host Chata, which my people are of, with Chickasaw the Chata, and they call it Choctaw. They just fuck all our words up. I don't think they can speak our language really good. That's why they had to play this legalese with these fake judges and everything. And you see that I'm not against removing people off my ancestral soil, but the problem is it's the very immigrants and these people trained by the very Zionists who are doing it. And I think they'll just do whatever, what blows into the wind, they'll do. You know what I'm saying? And we had the chance to come together. But y'all like worldly shit, as I was saying, You like worldly shit, you like what's appeasing to the eye, not realizing that's what they needed you to do, look outside and never look inside. There was a reason why I walked away. It wasn't because Ganja punk ass had 38 acres. We can get 38 acres, or we can get 5 or 6 of us, and we put our money together. 5 or 6 of us putting together 150 a month. We can have that kind of acreage in no time. But y'all lazy. Set that up. Y'all need a pale skin face. The most of you melanated motherfuckers are just full of shit. You're full of shit. You're worried about this, worried about losing that, but you're going to lose every fucking thing because you refuse. You think you know me. I could be right in front of you, you wouldn't even see me. Because everything before me and everything after me is what you're going to lean on. Because you don't know. You choose not to know. These goddamn superintendent motherfucking windows, which is illegal. Anyway. Not that I care, but they're legal. Even for them. You're supposed to be able to see who's in the car. That way nobody can impersonate. But you know, they're stupid. Y'all need to realize that there's something bigger going on, and the part people are playing the part they are, maybe they become so diverted and perverse that I guess they feel like, well, you know, the fake are dying hell. They don't understand. It's worse than that. By 1,000-fold. I guess they feel like they ain't gonna be standing in front of me, walking by, whatever the fuck, however the fuck it looks. I can paint a picture of it, but it'd be very ominous to the standards of what y'all think is dark. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be looking down at all the fucking goofies because their bad choices and their big egos are fraud. They didn't invent shit. They ain't create nothing. They ain't make nothing. Nothing. Not one of them. I'm gonna throw this out there, and I want y'all to tell me what you can do with it. And I wanted to get it around close to an hour before I said this, so the motherfucking monkeys come through, they're not gonna watch the whole thing. I want one of you motherfuckers that come over here watching all in secret. I want you to prove to me that my people didn't write the Constitution, and the Constitution meant everybody. The Constitution meant the original people of this land. That's who the fuck it was for. Ratified don't mean shit, because that's bullshit too. All they did was fuck with it like they did everything else. Whitewashing pictures, changing history, creating patent offices that where everybody knows who invented it, so you can have certain money being won up because you got a bunch of gay niggas running around who probably ain't even our people, and the ones that are, I can't do nothing about the chemicals, but motherfuckers are coming, waking up, and some motherfuckers, though they were gay, they straightened the fuck back up, thank goodness. That ain't our fucking way. Fuck all that gay shit. Fuck all that shit. All right? I had this little gay nigga come through the job. I ain't never done nothing to this motherfucker. I respect everyone. Give a fuck if you gay, that's your problem. You the one that got to deal with that ass pain. Looking at me like you got a problem. Man, I was ready to take my shirt off and take this little nigga outside around the back. Man, I need to talk to you, man. I hope you got about 20 years of jiu-jitsu and all that other shit, because I'm about to put some shit on you. I don't want no cameras. I'm going to tell you, hey, look, D, block the cameras. I'm about to do something back here. But I had to fight that darkness in me. I had to, you know, we're going to call it Jannah, as we always do. Faggot. And that's what I mean, Jannah. I got to lean towards the Hawa just to have some kind of fucking balance. Anyway. Wasn't distracted. I like to look at shit. I like to read and study dumb fucking things and people. Because they are. Anyway. I didn't. I just ignored it. Whatever. Because it was unimportant. You know? But that's how they were able to do what they're doing. That's how you've been motherfucking bamboozled. By them dumb motherfuckers, the black church, and these motherfuckers in the so-called education system who get to live a certain way. Well, they're bamboozling you and fucking you over because they become brainwashed and delusional. All right? I got to hold on to my job. I got to pay my rent and this, that, and other. While these motherfuckers been fucking it all over. How do you pay into motherfucking Social Security, and they turn around and give you $5,000 or $6,000 when it's over a few $2 million, and they just going to give you, it used to be 55 years old so you can have a life, and it's controlled by the same bastards trying to destroy the country. Make it make sense. You can't make it make sense. Y'all allow these motherfuckers to run all over you. Somebody had a problem. You're not a citizen. How you? If you don't shut your goofy slave fucking ass the fuck up. I'm original to the land. It's supposed to be a treaty with my fucking people. All right? Okay, that's your shit. Leave us the fuck alone. But these motherfuckers are overreaching, greedy, and stupid. And a lot of people have been convinced, not all of them, that's the fucking way. You hear all this Tatum, you know, he's a punk motherfucker. More badge, you're supposed to think that's some authority. It ain't authority. That's a fucking job to make sure you're protected and this, that, and the other. They don't even do that no more. Because y'all forget. You forget what the fuck it's supposed to be all about. Yeah? Nah, I ain't gonna put my hands on that. I don't know that motherfucker. What's up, DeAndre? What's happening? One for the mind. I got you right. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening, fam? What's going on, beloved? So anyway, I'm gonna sign off. We're about at the hour mark right now. And if you donate it, I'll shout you out. I'll send the heart and let you know I appreciate the donation. My boy's car is down, so he's Navajo, and but he lives out here. He hasn't lived on res. He doesn't like the res at all. He works with me at the job. Jacob, I'm gonna give him a ride home tonight. You know, his car's in the shop, so it's about a good 40-minute drive. He lived far in the motherfucker, bro. I was like, God damn, cuz, so I gotta pick him up tonight. Yeah, I'm up. I gotta pick him up tonight and take him home. Then work tomorrow. I think is he working tomorrow? Anyway, so hopefully he gets his car fixed soon. But I'm gonna help him out. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. We carry one another. It's not about I'm gonna carry my people, but for some reason, Agog or Magog, whatever, they use their own people like cannon fodder. They don't give a fuck. Or those who help them escape or whatever the fuck, or whatever the history is. Like I said, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna assist anybody and everybody I can, regardless. All right. Is it cold? It's cool. I think today's high is gonna be like 60-something degrees. But you gotta remember they're preparing for something much worse. And I keep telling y'all to pay attention to that. Don't worry about what it is. It is. We all knew the storm was coming. We knew the storm was here. We knew what was going to happen. We knew all that. Don't dwell on it. Dwell eternally. Ascension. Be in here. Okay. Be in here. All right. Be in here. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the weather, y'all. Listen to me. See what I'm talking about? God, come on, my peoples. All right? You notice they stopped spraying once they got the little shit they were looking for, right? Like, ain't none of it natural. All right? We don't have to beat our heads up on that shit. We don't need to be, that's not the energy. We don't need that kind of focus, people. Okay? All right? I know they put chemicals out here to fuck with the men's and women have the prostates and the livers and the kidneys. They put something out here, y'all, in the air. I'm hearing more and more people cry about their back pain, this, that, and the other, and it's just, I'm telling you, man. They can't fight y'all at your best. They need you weak, and y'all keep acting like little punks. You keep worrying about shit that ain't nothing to be worried about. You need to be elevating, getting the frequencies, the energies. That's why I said, let me go and bring the monad to you. I know none of y'all study monad. No, there's a whole lot of things I can talk about y'all ain't studying. I say a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Can't give you everything. Y'all supposed to find, and Niece finding all kind of shit. And there's a couple other people that find all kind of information. The thing is to take the puzzle pieces and put it together for your benefit. You see what the thumbnail says, people, okay? You see it says you got to learn it, participate, do it, then you teach it. All right? Let's stop worrying about the bullshit that they've been doing over and over and over. All right? All right. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.